faith-based story. Title: Mandlenkosi's Journey of Grace and Transformation. In a quaint town nestled between rolling hills and lush landscapes, there lived a young man named Mandlenkosi. Despite his charming exterior, Mandlenkosi harbored a heart tainted by deception, treachery, and a lack of moral integrity. His actions spoke louder than any words of virtue, as he made a living by exploiting the trust of those closest to him. Mandlenkosi's deceitful ways were evident in his relationships with family, friends, and even strangers. His insatiable desire for personal gain led him down a path of theft, lies, and betrayal that left a trail of broken trust and shattered dreams. The first victims of Mandlenkosi's cunning schemes were his own brothers. Blinded by greed, he stole from them without remorse, taking advantage of the familial trust that should have been sacred. He pilfered not only their possessions but also their hard-earned businesses, leaving them in financial ruins. Business partners soon found themselves entangled in Mandlenkosi's web of deception. He manipulated contracts, embezzled funds, and cunningly orchestrated schemes that left his partners in ruin. The town whispered of his untrustworthiness, and yet, Mandlenkosi continued his unscrupulous pursuits without a hint of remorse. Widows, already burdened by the loss of their husbands, became unsuspecting targets of Mandlenkosi's heartless machinations. Promising them employment opportunities, he shamelessly exploited their vulnerability, extracting what little wealth remained within their grasp. His promises were empty, and his actions left these grieving women with even heavier hearts. As Mandlenkosi climbed the ladder of success through deceit, his community viewed him with disdain. Manipulative, untrustworthy, and selfish were the labels that clung to him like a dark shadow. His reputation spread far and wide, casting a long shadow over the once tight-knit community. One of Mandlenkosi's most audacious acts involved stealing from his own employer. When caught in the act, he didn't hesitate to weave a tangled web of lies, falsely accusing his elder brother of orchestrating the theft. The fallout strained family ties and further solidified Mandlenkosi's reputation as a master of deception. In a bold move to amass even greater wealth, Mandlenkosi went as far as forging his elder brother's signature and creating counterfeit memoranda to open an account in his brother's name. With the help of a conniving bank worker, he siphoned funds from his brother's company into his own coffers. The depths of his dishonesty seemed boundless, and the pain he inflicted on those who once trusted him was immeasurable. As Mandlenkosi climbed the political ladder, his deceptive nature became even more pronounced. He exploited his newfound influence to manipulate those in vulnerable positions, preying on the hopes and dreams of the unsuspecting. His promises of employment and prosperity were nothing but a facade, leaving a trail of shattered lives in his wake. However, amidst the darkness that enveloped Mandlenkosi's life, a glimmer of hope emerged. Unbeknownst to him, a distant relative named Nokotula had been silently observing his actions. Nokotula was a woman of unwavering faith, guided by the principles of Christianity and a belief in the power of redemption. Driven by a sense of responsibility to her family and a deep conviction that every soul could find redemption, Nokotula decided to confront Mandlenkosi. She approached him with compassion rather than condemnation, seeking to understand the root of his deceitful behavior. In their conversations, Nokotula gently shared the teachings of forgiveness, repentance, and the transformative power of grace. Mandlenkosi, initially resistant, began to feel a stirring within his heart. The emptiness that accompanied his deceitful actions became more apparent as Nokotula illuminated a path to redemption. Through a series of soul-searching moments and heartfelt discussions, Mandlenkosi began to recognize the pain he had caused in the lives he had shattered. The weight of his guilt became too heavy to bear, and he reached a breaking point where he could no longer deny the truth about himself. In an act of humility, Mandlenkosi decided to confess his sins to those he had wronged. With tears streaming down his face, he sought forgiveness from his brothers, business partners, widows, and kinsmen. Each encounter was marked by the genuine remorse he felt for the pain he had inflicted. His journey toward redemption was not an easy one, and forgiveness was not easily granted. However, guided by the teachings of Christian love and compassion, those he had wronged began to witness a profound change in Mandlenkosi's character. The once deceptive young man started to demonstrate genuine remorse, actively working to make amends for the harm he had caused. Mandlenkosi's transformation was not immediate, but it was evident in the small acts of kindness and honesty that gradually replaced his deceitful ways. He dedicated himself to restoring the businesses he had damaged, supporting the widows he had exploited, and rebuilding the trust he had shattered. As Mandlenkosi embraced the principles of Christianity, he found solace in the forgiveness granted by those he had wronged. The community, initially skeptical of his transformation, began to witness the genuine change in his character. The once manipulative and untrustworthy young man became a beacon of hope, illustrating the power of redemption and the transformative nature of faith. In the end, Mandlenkosi's story served as a testament to the profound impact of forgiveness, grace, and the unwavering love of a community that chose to believe in the possibility of redemption. Through the guidance of faith and the support of those he had wronged, Mandlenkosi emerged from the shadows of his past, a changed man ready to walk a path of honesty, integrity, and true Christian virtue.